Hello, and welcome to Day Drinking with Chase and Aido. How's it going?
Drinking, fuck's sake. I've
Aido
just
just,
cracked open a can of energy drink and it's all of a sudden it's getting pissed up.
yeah, exactly. You're getting sloshed on a Sunday morning. It's not even 11 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to point that out. Um,
To be fair, when I go out
that's
drinking, I
good.
usually do start at like 10. I prefer to do it during the day.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I remember friends during American football games. Those would start at like 11 a.m. So everyone would get up at like 7:30 and start pre-gaming at 8 in the morning. Um,
Having
people,
some Bud Light.
yeah, people would just go ham. And they by like 10 would be.
Speak to that guy and
Oh, okay.
go back for him.
Which one?
That guy there, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, by like 11:30 in the morning, they'd just be like, couldn't stand, basically.
That's pussy
Fucking
behaviour.
crazy. And Captain Stern. Why are there none up here? Like they've swarmed to the downstairs. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think this episode can probably just be a Pontius simulator, because we've got the May fight coming up. But I
True.
think Pontius will be a good option against all their Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I should switch to him. Also, I was thinking Jolteon wouldn't actually be the worst because
Yeah, not too bad. Then we've got Grovar and Slugma. Are you on about the team Magma and Aqua groups?
yeah, these guys.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm thinking ahead.
That's okay.
Topic of today. I think because this is going to be a fairly
I
like
have one
episode.
if you don't.
Yeah, if
We
you
were
have one, then go for it. Yeah.
So we were just before we arrived here. We were just briefly chatting about what's going on today. Today I'm getting gifts for some of my graduating students. And so on the topic of gifts, Ado, what is what is your most memorable gift? It doesn't have to be your favorite or the best, but the one that just like stood out to you as like, damn.
Memorable. I mean, probably my car, my first car.
Oh my gosh, you got a car. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What was
My
what model, what make?
Vauxhall Corsa 1.2.
Cool.
Um, '09 plate, I think it was.
Oh wow. Nice.
Um, yeah, like probably not my favorite, but that was most memorable because
Not your favorite. Yeah, like,
yeah.
that was a shit gift. Fuck
No,
that
no, it
car.
was obviously really good, but
I'm kidding.
in terms of like, I've had some more like sentimental ones,
Yeah. Oh, personal.
which
Yeah.
are obviously nowhere near as valuable in monetary costs,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's if you want to pop in the Pokemon, mate.
Yeah. Mart or center?
Yeah, Mart, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you? So at that point, I assumed you could drive. Yeah.
No, I couldn't.
Oh.
I was basically I'd already failed my first test.
Well.
And I was literally saying like I'm not gonna continue driving. I can't be bothered. I'm going to uni in a couple of weeks, months, whatever it was at the time. I think it was months at the time. And I just thought, fuck it, like I'm sick of like doing the lessons and stuff like that. And so then I just ended up learning with my dad, who had like an advanced driving license and stuff. So it was really
Nice.
good to learn from him. I didn't end up having any
Oops.
more lessons besides the day of my second test, because I said to my instructor I still wanted to use his car. He got a brand new car,
Okay.
and he said, look, I want you to at least drive this before the test. So he gave me a free lesson, funnily enough, which was nice.
Nice. That's great. A free lesson.
Yeah, he gave me a free lesson because obviously if I passed it, that goes on his pass rate.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, fuck it, I want my free pass, because he knew I was a good driver. So
Oh wow, I didn't realize they have like public pass rates and stuff for people. I need to look into that.
I'm not sure how public it is, but yeah, obviously, if he's speaking to someone who's interested in getting lessons from him, he can go, yeah, I've got a 90% or a whatever percent pass rate. So, but why are you using tackle?
I don't know. It died. I need to switch that. There we
go. What about you? Is there any that are
oh, sorry, I didn't.
Memorable for
you?
No.
I wanted to ask more questions about the car, but I'll get to that too.
Go ahead. Go ask away.
So you passed the second time, I assume. Then at that point, yeah.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
And what did where was the first place you drove to, or did you drive home from the test? What was your? Do you remember that?
So I got dropped off at the end of my street by my instructor. So I rang my dad.
Nice.
I said, "Oh mate, I fucked it. Like,
not.
I failed again. Like, it's not went to plan."
Was he
so
pissed?
I pulled out on the junction, stuff like that, and he was on speaker. I could hear my mum in the background. She was like, all good. I went, I'm only fucking joking. Get that insurance sorted.
Yeah, nice.
So my dad got straight on the insurance, and then literally as I walked through the door, it was ready to go. I could drive it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I got in that. I said I'm going fucking straight out.
Nice. So, where'd you go?
I went and picked up my ex-girlfriend, which sours the situation a bit. But then
sure.
Drove back and picked up Spew. Went for a little drive around. Nice. I can't remember exactly where we went, but yeah, we had a little drive around.
Go around. Nice. That's great. That's such a good adventure. When I passed my driving test the first time, I did not want to drive home. I was like, nah, I'm fucking done. This is stressful. So I let my older half brother drive home because it was like a 2-hour drive.
Can I just interject? Can you just throw a fucking great ball at this thing, please?
Alright, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I just don't want to waste it on an oddish.
It's not a waste. We have unlimited money.
No, we don't.
We will when we get the coin case in literally 20 seconds. A couple of minutes.
Go. The weed Pokemon, nice. Do you have
So you didn't want to drive after?
No. Well, it was, to be fair, it was a 2-hour drive in traffic afterwards. So I was like, eh. After the stress of a test and worrying about it all day, I was like, nah, I think I'm good. Someone else can drive.
So we have for this one, through language or delivery.
Did you say prune?
What?
What was the first one?
Bathroom.
Bathroom. Oh, I heard prune. I'm gonna go with prune.
Fuck's sake, man.
I'm going with the one that wasn't on the list. There you go. Sounded fitting. That's probably the worst encounter we could have gotten on this route, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe. It has its uses, I suppose, but yeah, ultimately not very good.
Run.
So yeah, any memorable gifts for yourself?
Well, I'll share the parallel one, and then I'll think of others. But I did have a car gift as well. So, my car story is actually kind of funny. So when I was, the way it works in the U.S. is at 15 and a half, you can get a provisional license in which you same here. You can learn with another person who already has a full license, right? So I what I did was at 15 and a half I got that right away, and I started getting, because you need, the way it works in the US is you need 200 hours of something like that logged, and so I just started doing that. But I was by the time I turned 16, which is the time you can take the test, so 6 months, I had already gotten that and I was ready to go and could just take the test. But I was I didn't really see a reason to rush. My dad was gonna, at the time, he was gonna give me, he had a really, couple, by that point, I think it was 8-9-year-old Honda Pilot, which I don't know if is a
what?
Honda Pilot.
I know what Honda is.
A Pilot is like an SUV, like sport utility vehicle. It'd be like
I don't think we really have them in the UK though.
The cars here are generally
nice.
smaller. Yeah. So it was a 2007, and so I was all game for it, and I was really excited, and that was the car I mostly drove on. And I was like, well, I have a car, I can drive. Like, he was gonna get a new car after that because he's like, I need to for work anyway. He needed a hybrid because he was commuting like 2 hours one way to work every day, so 4 hours total of driving. So he was like, yeah, I'll get a new car, and like you can have this one. And I was like, cool. And so I didn't rush to take the test because I was like, why? I can drive with another person. I'm really not going anywhere solo for a while. I'll have a car. And then I got a call one morning from my dad, and he's like, hey, Chase, like, got some bad news. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, well, I was at Chrissy, his girlfriend at the time, now his wife. I was at Chrissy's house, and I parked the car outside, and this morning a lady was driving along the street, and she dropped her coffee straw, and she bent down to pick it up in her car and crashed into the Pilot and totaled both cars.
Nice.
So he's like, yeah, so I'm getting a new Prius, and yeah, you're out of luck. Sorry, bud. I was like, fuck. I was like, I went from having my dream first car to fucking nothing.
You basically rang him and just said, fuck you, son, see you
Yeah,
later.
exactly. It was
Fucking loser.
it was bad, for me, for sure. Oh, wow. One shot. Nice.
Yeah, it's steel type, innit?
So it was just very funny. That I got nothing. So that was like August time, or so. No, we don't want to rage, right?
Nah.
Oops, I hit yes. Well, we'll get it instead of scratch, I guess.
I would have said no to that, but fair enough.
So yeah, the next Christmas comes around, and we get through everyone's presents. It was pretty normal. The big thing I got that year was like a big beanbag chair. Oh, we need one of these, I think.
Nice. I like a beanbag.
Yeah, and it was called the Big Joe beanbag chair or something like that. And
Hold on, mate. Pop in that house next to the Pokémon.
I will. And so I got that, and I was like, cool, this is a pretty good Christmas, and that was a good time. And then my dad's like, hang on, we got one more thing. And he's like, come here. And we walked to the front door, and he handed me a set of keys, and outside was my first car, which was, this will be a much more interesting first thing. So look at, or well, not first thing, but like compared to the Pilot, which you said was nice. I'm curious what you think of this, but it was a 1988 Ford F-150. So it's a big pickup truck.
Fucking hell, look at that beast.
Yeah, it was like driving a boat.
1988?
Yeah.
What year did you get that? As a
In
present?
2013 or 14, something like that.
That wouldn't even be getting driven in the road in the UK.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It was pretty whack.
That's nice, that though. I mean, obviously, I'd need to see it. Hold on.
Yeah. So the thing that's craziest about it is, so it had only 30,000 miles on it.
What?
Yeah, which is less than 1,000 a year.
Yeah.
And the reason was because my dad works at Warner Brothers, and
Oh, nice.
and it was on the Warner Brothers lot for like decades, and it like never left like basically a square mile. So like at most it would drive some other shit around, every like it would drive it around like within a mile or so. So yeah, um, it was like basically unused. So he bought it for like $500 or something because they wanted to get rid of it. And he's like, I know a kid who needs a first car, and he's like, this kid will not like, you will not die in this car, that's for sure. Um, so yeah, it was a that was pretty fun, and so that was my I'd driven a little bit of stick with my older half brother, but that was basically the car I learned how to drive manual transmission or stick shift with. Um, do we need to go anywhere else? Want to finish this?
Not really.
I'll take on some of the gym goons.
Could we get a bike?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So there was that, and so I took it out with him, and I stalled like every 4 seconds because that thing was so old, and like the gear shift eventually broke on my brother, like, and it was like flopping around like it was like a limp like pool noodle or something in the middle of the like it was a very yeah it was very old and very tough to muscle, and yeah, and then eventually it just became this like broken shaft in the middle. It was very funny. So yeah, I named the car Big Joe after the beanbag chair that I also got that year. So that was my first car was Big Joe.
Big Joe.
The 1988 Ford F-150. So.
Yeah, it's all right, that car, you know.
Yeah, I mean it was a fun first car for sure and very memorable, but definitely not the dream I was having a Honda Pilot world. So anyway, that might do it for this episode, and we'll pick up with more stories soon.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye. Back to Aido's Nervous Simulator. How are you? Nervous?
As I always am, yes.
Undoubtedly.
Too nervous, in fact.
Can I figure this puzzle out?
Yes, you can.
Is this an unavoidable trainer? It is not. Okay.
Yeah, click on that.
I'm trying to dodge this trainer, though.
Nah, you're gonna have to fight this geezer, unfortunately.
Fuck me. Yeah, so we're just debating about how best to do this gym. And I think we just mudshot through all of it. So, I think that's what we're probably gonna do. Is it this one? No.
No.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is.
It's just got you in the exact same place. But I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Lol. What was that?
It did get you in the exact same place, didn't it?
Did I out puzzle someone?
No, what I was gonna say is if you clicked on the right one, it would have done the exact same thing.
I guess, yeah. Here comes them rollouts. Oh fuck.
Oh man, shit, you're gonna have to switch out.
We are taking 1 HP. Oh fuck, we're doomed.
Really surprised that didn't go just for turn 1 self-destruct.
I mean, I don't think it likes to use that, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it usually goes on the second turn. If you don't KO it, then it just goes, fuck it.
It can't once it uses rollout, though.
That's true, yeah.
Ooh, we crit that bad boy. You still nervous?
It wasn't in the first place, but especially not now.
Oh, this is fun. I'm really glad that missed. We're technically gonna break the level limit here. Oh fuck. It's okay.
No, we're not technically going to, because that doesn't count.
Mud Sport is super useful, right? Because they're electric. It would be very helpful here.
Yes, yeah, you should have used it actually, but
I just don't understand why that move is only learned by people who are already completely resistant to electric types. Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, just think about it this way, where you can, if you use it and then switch to a Pokemon that isn't, know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Why is it just using fucking howl? What a waste of a move.
I mean, it can only really like quick attack or something, right? Like that's all it can do.
You may as well get some damage down.
We took 1 damage. That was exactly the lowest amount of damage possible to take. And that took a whole 3 minutes. So that's definitely going on the end of the last episode. So
You usually hit that, Jim, don't you?
I usually do, but fuck, Marsh Stomp makes it easy. It makes it a Marsh Stomp. Got him. Alright, thanks for watching. Boom, roasted, Watson. Smell my ass. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.